Good morning, everybody. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Oh, another unbelievable morning. You know, I was just wondering, are you all getting a little jealous that I get to experience this every morning? I mean, I come outside, the sun is shining, like there, right now, it's right in my face. Oh, it's great. It feels wonderful. And just wondering, are you a little jealous that, you know, I get to see this and you don't get to experience it? Well, it's okay. I'll tell you what, I'll invite you back in mid-January when the wind chill is 8 below and there's a foot of snow on the ground, okay? Yeah, then we'll call it even at that point. But it is wonderful. I just love walking out here on a day like this when that sun is shining. And I look across the field and I would point my phone toward that right now, but it'll absolutely blind you because I can barely see right now out of this eye because the sun is shining in it. But out in that field right now, there's this big flock of turkeys, and there's about 8 deer just kind of milling around, jumping around, doing this, that, and the other. You know what's kind of interesting about it is, it used to be that I would watch those two groups out there, the deer and the turkey, and the turkeys would stay over here, and the deer would be over here. You know what? Nah, they're just milling around all together now, one big happy family. You know, we're all in this together, they said. This is all good stuff. Plenty to share. And I just wondered, you know, what about us as human beings? Do we overlook those boundaries, those barriers that we set up between us, that us versus them type of mentality? Do we ever really just all get along together? We're all in this together? In a way, we hear that a lot now, especially in regards to the pandemic. There is that feeling that we've got to work together. We've got to get through this together because, hey, we're all living and we're all dying together right now. And that could be a good thing. That can be a good thing, bringing us back together. But once things start returning to that sense of so-called normalcy, where we return back to full employment, back to all the social engagements that we always do, I have to wonder, how are we going to react to each other as human beings? Are we going to start putting those walls up again? Are we going to start emphasizing those differences? Are we going to start saying, I'm better than you are? When I look at the scriptures, I see that sort of thing did happen amongst God's people. They did put those walls up. They did consider themselves better. Look at the Old Testament scriptures. Oh my goodness, it's all over the place. And it was harshly condemned by the prophets. Are we really reading those sections of the Bible, or are we just going to the fuzzy wuzzy sections, as I call them, where Jesus is rescuing the sheep? You know, Jesus is holding the sheep. Jesus is gathering the children together. Yeah, it's all part of the same picture. And if you want to go with that imagery of the sheep, how about the time Jesus said, you know, I've got to go and find some sheep that don't belong to my flock. What was he saying there? The flock being Israel? It was a powerful image of the people of Israel. But is he saying, hey, there are people that belong to me that aren't a part of you, Israel? What are we doing about them? Do we care about them? Are we going to care about the world around us? Are you and I going to have our eyes open to a new reality that it's more than just us? It's just more than just we who live in the United States, we who live in New York, we who live in upstate New York, we who live in Western New York. It is more than just our little group. It's about every single person that God has created in His image on the face of this earth. We all matter. And it's my hope and it's my prayer that the love of God that fills our lives, at least that we claim fills our lives, is something that's going to spill out into saying, you know, this is a big world. We're all in it together. Let's all work together. Let's all love one another as we are called to do. Well, I have some hungry animals. You've probably maybe have heard the roosters in the background. They're complaining, feed me, feed me. Yep, and we are all in this together, so it's time to eat. Let's remember, Jesus' love is there for you and for me, but it's also here for everyone. God so loved the world. God's blessings be with you on this grand and glorious day.